We're here today with Brett Sparnon. He's the captain of the Golden Grove Football Club in Division 3. We're now sitting second. We're doing the weekly roundup. Welcome, Brett. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. Thanks for having me along.
Yeah, that's great. This week, or yesterday's scores, Brighton Bombers, they continued on their merry way. They were 25-14, 164. Defeated Plimpton 8-8-56. It's a massive 108-point victory. How do you see that?
Not surprising. I think Plimpton would be the only side to knock off Brighton this year, so I reckon those boys would have been out for retribution. Brighton are a quality side and really hard to beat at home, so they're obviously building for the business end of the season.
Yeah, that's a massive win, isn't it? Seaton Ramblers, who are hovering around that top bit of the four as well. They're 21-11, 137, and easily accounted for Smosh Westlakes, who are 10-12, 72. That's how you saw it?
Yeah, I would have tipped it that way. We played Smosh last week. I think they're battling at the moment. They've only won the one game for the year, and it's probably only 2 games in 2 years they've won. So no surprises to Seaton win. They're going to be a serious contender come September as well.
11-goal victory, the other game was probably a bit of an upset. That was down at Port Reserve. Always a tough place to win, though. Portland 2 in a row, 13-16-94, defeated Westminster Old Scholars 8-6-54. So it's a 40-point victory to Portland at Port Reserve.
Yeah, maybe wouldn't have tipped the margin, but I rate Portland. When we played them twice, it was close games both times. I think they've probably been unlucky not to have more victories under their belt. And Westminster now caught in that battle for 5th with Plimpton and even Walkerville are a mathematical chance. I think Portland have just seen that one as an opportunity and grabbed it. Was that home or was that one at Westminster?
Yeah, that's at home where the wind plays a bit of havoc down there too on a windy day like yesterday. So.
Yeah, they're quality down at Portland. It's their home ground advantage.
Tough, yeah, that's one of the tougher home grounds to win at. And the big other, probably the real upset of the day, both with winning and the margin, as Walkerville was 16-8, 104. The Flinders Park 8-8-56, so that's an 8-goal victory to Walkerville.
Yeah, honestly didn't see that one happening, and when that news went around our clubhouse last night, the boys were a bit taken back as well. But yeah, we got on the blowers with a couple of Walkerville boys we know. Apparently they tagged Blythe pretty hard and worked hard on the inside and did their best to stop Ainger, so might have to try and replicate that when we get them next week.
So that's a bit of a game plan to beat in Flinders Park?
I think so. We've typically gone with a harder tag on Blythe and a couple of their quality midfielders before, but like our trademark is that contested footy. I think if we get that right, then our skill level and our ball movement on the outside is as good as anyone. But everyone in Div 3 is good enough on the day, so it's just being able to get inside, win that contested footy, tackle pressure, forward pressure, put disposal under pressure. And I think if disposal's under pressure, the ball's probably coming in high to Ainger, which allows your backs to come off their man and create that third. I think you say it's a recipe for Flinders, it's a recipe for everyone, really.
And then your game was a comprehensive win. It was 22-21, 153. Defeated Mitcham 10-8-68. You probably could have won by a bit more, judging by the amount of points you kicked as well. Yeah,
well, they jumped us in the first quarter. They kicked the first couple of the game. I think they've got a new ruckman that's joined them from Sturt. So their first couple of clearances, they won well, put our backs under pressure. We outscored them in the first quarter, but we kicked a lot of points. It might have been like 3 goals, 8 or something at quarter time. And then second quarter, we got on top of the contested stuff, on top of clearance, and just started to impose ourselves on the game. Again, disappointingly, there was probably another 5-minute patch in the third quarter where they got on top of us. I think they kicked 5 in the third quarter, but then we were able to rally and still kick 7 ourselves in the third quarter. So we came in at 3/4 time a bit disappointed that we'd allowed that to happen, because we know that we can't afford to be patchy at the business end of the season. And then, ran it out really well when the rain came in. I think everyone was quite happy to get in. It was cold and miserable, but good result. We had a few more boys back yesterday. Feel like we're building with a couple of games to go before finals.
And 13 goal scorers for Golden Grove yesterday, so you obviously spread the load there.
Yeah, it was a good spread, and probably our keys didn't have a big day out. I don't think Luke Copley kicked many. Sammy Gunning had a really good second half.
Yeah, he kicked 4 goals.
4. Braden Shaw played the small forward role. Young kid, stepped in and kicked 3 in the first half yesterday. But he's just improved massively over the last month with his forward pressure and intensity.
Yeah.
And Kane Blade's probably only kicked a couple, so it's a couple, maybe 3. So I think it was good to see the spread of goal kickers. You got to have contribution from your midfielders and all over the ground. And every week, Dash Ravlich seems to bob up from half back and kick a couple as well.
Yeah, you had a few singles with Pittman and Bamford with a couple each, but then there was, Dodd, Shenton, Ravlich, Copley, Morris, Blair, Ingram and Patterson all with singles, so that really helps the coaches along when you've got that great spread.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, you've got to share the load. Your midfield's got to be kicking goals and be dangerous on the scoreboard if you want to be serious in finals. You can't rely on too few.
And your better players for the day?
Josh Ingram was immense yesterday. He's 6'3", 95 kilo midfielder, and he bullied the midfield yesterday and really took the game on. It was awesome to sit back and watch. I think second best was Ollie Graham. He's been getting better and better as he's going on throughout the season. He gets well when he's taking overhead marks. Benny Bamford missed a couple with a hamstring, but came in yesterday and didn't skip a beat, rotating through half forward in the midfield. And then I think myself and Dash Ravlich got named in the best. So good to see some contribution from the back 6 and the best players.
And you're obviously in that back 6 there?
Yeah, we got a really tight unit back 6.
Half-back flank?
Half-back flank, back pocket. We just go for matchups. We try and get a couple of guys free, the good users of the footy, but it's really just playing your role, doing the cliche things, I suppose.
Do you play the role or the quarterback?
Bit of both depends. I think Dash is the guy with he's elite skills, elite kick of the football. So
he plays the quarterback.
He plays that quarterback role. We try and free him up as much as possible. We've got multiple people that we can do it. We try to stay flexible, and it's put your team first instead of yourself, instead of your own performance. Pick the guy that you reckon you're going to be the best matchup for, and we go from there. Well,
that's what win premierships, mate.
Fingers crossed, eh?
And you've slowly slipped into second spot, but you're in a bit of a 3-way tie because you've got yourself and Seaton, who are 3rd, Flinders Park, who are 4th, all on 12 wins, but it's only percentage keeping you there. So obviously the next 2 games you want to keep that double chance, and you also want to keep a home final if you can.
Exactly right. It's that logjam between the 3 of us. We've got Flinders Park next week, and we were eyeing that off as our opportunity to potentially beat them and jump them into second on percentage. But with Walkerville knocking off Flinders yesterday, that changes the equation a bit. So it's can't rest on our laurels. Because
so where do you play them?
At Flinders Park. So
it's
away
a huge game.
Yeah, and we touched them up last time when they came out to Harpers Field, and there was a bit of animosity in that game in the second half. So we know it'll be on.
That'll certainly determine the double chance spot, that qualifying finals.
I think so, and then knowing that they've got Seaton the week after as well, so if we all play each other, it's going to be interesting.
And who have you got round 18?
We've got Plimpton. Plimpton are sitting 5th. They're always a side that seem to give us a bit of trouble. When Tim Dunkley plays well, they're hard to beat.
Wheels have fallen off the last few weeks, so
they got touched up by Brighton. They lost last week as well to Portland. Portland have been building. Plimpton are hard to beat at home, so fortunately we've got them at our home ground in the last round. So I think you don't want to rely on mathematics, but I think if we account for Plimpton, I don't think we can finish lower than 3rd, but the reality is we want to beat Flinders next week, take destiny on our hands.
You want a home final to that big advantage out of Harpers Field. So.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've only lost 1 at home this year, and that was to Brighton, so we're confident in our home deck. The crowd gets into it. Everyone gets up playing at home. So if we can secure
everyone knows how to play there. It's probably a 3 or 4 goal advantage playing at home.
Yeah, definitely. First job, secure that double chance. Second job, secure the home final. Just keep building.
Big week this week. Golden Grove and Flinders Park. So that's certainly the match of the round in Division 3. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time, Brett, this week.
Thank you.
Thank you.